Well, I remember when I went to school at PS 213 in New York, we had no preparation. My mother dropped us off with my dad, and we were in kindergarten. I think I cried my first day. But early education, we need to go back and look at some of the programs, the CETA program, which worked back in the 60s to get kids involved in school before school. We need to look at the libraries to provide us with pre-education programs. We need to, they're looking for funding. Let's see what we can do to assist them and get them some extra fundings through programs to get kids to come in and read and learn how to read early. And, they do a lot of that, but there's more that we can do. Charlotte-Mecklenburg education programs ought to start somewhere, wherever we can. And I would even look at the faith community, which has nursery schools and preschools that are available for kids, and see what programs or what books we can help them with that can get a child to learn how to read or get them excited about reading and learning. That's what I would do. I don't think there's anything we can do in the home life at that time except to encourage parents, who I consider to be teachers, to read to their children, to encourage parents to work with their children and stuff like that.
Can you speak specifically to Bright Beginnings and 4-year-old preschool?
The Bright Beginnings program has proven that it is a valuable resource to educate our children. It puts children ahead of schedule in many ways. Children who don't get it at home get it through the Bright Beginnings, and that's the important aspect of that program. I would want to encourage it. If there's a possibility we could expand it to include more kids, I would. There is no greater goal in my life, and when I was on the county commission, education was my #1 thing. That was politics. This ain't politics. This is education. That's what this is about. There's no greater goal to spend money to educate a child. It's the solution to crime down the road. It's the solution to gang environment to get them out of gangs, and it's the solution to jobs. And we've got to encourage our children from the youngest age that education is their life's beginning. So.
Just before we move on, a quick one. You've mentioned a number of programs dealing with children under 5. And I'm not interested in the details, but can you give me how young a child can you imagine being involved in some program that CMS is supporting in some way?
Well, I have a granddaughter who is 2, and I sent her books that you open up and they read to her. Okay? And my son has told me that she can now read those words. There are books that can help kids read, and if I could start it at 3 or 2, I would. Whatever can encourage. Now my other grandson, he's only 8 weeks old, so I can't send him anything yet. But I will say this, that my grandchildren in Bar Harbor, Maine, they started reading at a young age. I did the same thing. Books that can open up and they tell the story. So that, to me, is a way of getting to the younger kids.